All right, everybody. Good morning. Looking at the energies for January 4th here. I'm just going to get a candle going. Changing my setup just a little bit. I felt inspired. I like patterns and bright colors, and sometimes I can wake up quite exhausted in the morning. So I want to be able to channel with inspiration, and hence you'll be seeing some changes to my setup as we move on. So I'm going to start by asking a question to the cards, and I'm going to be doing the cards a little differently now, very inspired by my friends on YouTube, and I'm just going to ask a very specific question. And that is what the universe wants us to know about our journey as we begin January. And I want to get a little bit more specific so that we can actually start practically using some of the guidance we get from the tarot cards and applying them to our lives as we live them, okay? Bottom of the deck is Tower, so there's definitely change, but I think this is more so, let's pull out just a bit. This is more so coming out of 2022 and going into 2023. That's a shift I see here. And we have an opportunity with the King of Swords here to step into our authenticity this first week. And I understand that many of you might still be off from work, and so you have a chance to integrate changes and still undergo some planning and some healing and some rest. And next week will be the start of January for you. So take this message how it resonates. We're going to really look at what the universe wants us to know about our journey this first couple of weeks in January. Going from Cap season to Aquarius season. Three of Swords. Judgment. Ooh, I already like that. The World. Okay. Big energy. Certainly not light energy here. This is still us carrying some of the heaviness from the past year, from the holidays, into the first part of the year. And I think it's less about you being attached, because I do see the Judgment in the World here. So I know that something is being given birth to while it's being wrapped up at the same time. So I don't see strong energies of attachment in here. So if you're attached, I encourage you to look at why you're attached and how you can continue to relieve yourself from the things that are weighing you down. But I think more so, I'm more preoccupied in seeing that we are moving away from a time of heartbreak. Like, disappointment is in the past, I see. That doesn't mean disappointments aren't going to face us as we move forward into the future, but what was holding you down for quite some time, and the universe acknowledges that, is coming to an end. And actually, with the Judgment of the World here, I see that it has come to an end. It has come to an end. But we still could be undergoing the changes and the shifts. Give me more on what this heartbreak is. I think the biggest thing I get from here is give yourself time. You know, don't just start the new year. I mean, have goals, but understand that things take time, and that includes moving on from the past and allowing certain lessons to integrate within your system. So what is this heartbreak about? What is this disappointment about? What are we moving away from as the first couple of weeks? Hierophant paired with 10 of Cups. Oh, you are... Okay, you know, I'm not trying to get a romantic message here, but I'm getting a romantic message, and that is, there was some level of a disappointment you faced when it came to an emotional fulfilling connection or the possibility of a connection. And I'm seeing here that you had all these ideals attached to what that situation could be, what life with that person could look like. And that came crashing to a halt because more learning was required on your end. It could have been that you were operating from your wounds. Sorry, I've got some hiccups here. It could have been that you were operating from your wounds, that you weren't operating necessarily from a place of healing. It could also be that your person wasn't operating from a place of healing. And so you wanted this, you were hoping for it, but the universe didn't provide it in the long term because it needed to end in order to allow you to approach your healing journey in a much more productive and much more conscious way. Okay, Spirit, we hear you. We hear you. I'm also seeing that many of you, if love doesn't necessarily relate, I'm seeing that many of you are very idealistic and are expecting things to work out in some sort of a fairy tale fashion. My timestamp there was 5:55. Change is required. Look at these cards in a second. There's something about the way you think your life is going to work out that needs to change. I think the way you have been feeling and thinking about your life has been based off of the acceptance of others, has been based off of certain egotistical perspectives and beliefs, and it's been less heart-based. And I think what the universe is doing is it ended that situation in 2022 in order to bring the healing in so that you could be a little bit more consciously aware of how you operate and how you move and feel in your situations, but then also so you have a clean slate to heal and to move forward with aplomb and with vigor and with much more inspiration. So this is the first few weeks of January are an opportunity to rethink how you want this year to go. If some of you are still carrying forward you are carrying forward some of this heartbreak and disappointment. It doesn't mean it's attached to you, but you're being given an opportunity to think differently about your journey this year. You know, if love is what you want, then how can you bring love into your everyday rather than chasing after it with somebody else? Because, you know, that just helps manifest love altogether, right? If it's about career, well, then what steps are you taking to get where you want to go? This is a chance for you to end the old and begin the new. And that's how many of us like to approach this new year. That's a very inspirational message here. The other thing that's come forward here is with the Page of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Fool, the Six of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. I'm seeing that the person who was in that situation with you that ended has a breakthrough. Okay? Like, mental clarity has arrived at their doorstep, and now they are balancing themselves and they're sort of surrendering their hands to the universe. They're still struggling with it. It's not easy. They do have many setbacks, but they are moving forward with that. And then new opportunities arise in terms of a return or some sort of a reconciliation. Now, when I say some sort of a reconciliation, the energies of reconciliation can begin in small ways, and it will begin in small ways because we have the Page of Wands, before it could become anything bigger. So take that how it resonates. In the love setting, I see it starting as a friendship before starting as a relationship. But the person you were connected to suddenly has a breakthrough. Now, this seems like a very typical spread, and I don't mean to channel it this way, but the minute you start moving on to another level of your journey here, which is to move away from what connected you to this person and suddenly start looking at the larger perspective of what life can be, irrespective of the people in it, then this person begins their journey. So it almost shows how there is an elastic band in this connection that keeps you guys connected regardless of where you're sitting in your connection. So that's quite inspirational too, right? Now in terms of love, let's see. I'm going to use Messages of Love Oracle to give us some more insight into reconciliation energies here. Soulmate, passion, it's definitely a high-level connection, which is why I think there is energies of reconciliation on the table. Release. Bottom of the deck, Twin Flame. And finances showed itself here. I'm thinking your person is beginning to understand that there is a higher level connection between the two of you. They may understand it as soulmate. They may not understand it as twin flame right now. But I think they understand that you loved them, accepted them, and respected them unconditionally despite their behavior. There could be a lot of fire in their chart because there's a lot of passion here. but they're also trying to release the things that didn't allow them to come to you so willingly. I think there's been a lot of pain. There's been a lot of trouble around finances. So this person could have issues with abundance. Okay? I'm going to put the twin flame and the finance message here. I'm going to look at the hidden truth. Oh, I want you. You came closer than anyone else. You speak to me through music. So your person's a very artistic person. I'm seeing that they did let you in pretty close. You do know them more than anybody else at this point. And I think that's what they're now finally considering. That after a time of maybe exploring other connections and trying to live life a little differently, nobody gets them the way you do. You get them at their core. You get them at their darkness. You get them at their lightness. And I'm seeing that that's what creates an opportunity. This person starts to value your presence and starts to miss your presence in their life. And that allows them to have breakthroughs, not just about the connection, but how they exist in relationships and how they've been showing up in the world as a person. Because now the journey is for them to remove the deep blockages that have blocked them from abundance, period. When finances come here, I see that as a block in love as well. Oh, I meant to pull finances. Oh my God, this doesn't confirm reconciliation, a new love or recommitment to love is developing. I ended up picking up the wrong card, but this is confirmed that it's coming back around. But your person has abundant issues. And if they don't figure out how they want to work in that direction or how they can release some of the energies around that, they're only going to bring you down. And I think at this phase of your journey, you're going to grow quite frustrated with them. So I'm going to leave this message here. Please let me know how it resonates, but these are definitely the energies of the first couple of weeks. So you are being encouraged. While this happens, kind of put this to the back burner. You need to be looking at new ways of approaching life, approaching your abundance, approaching the year in a way that can help satisfy your goals, your needs, and your desires. It's about you.